Brown can't get away. Burke charges through. Great handball to Thompson. Straightens up, wobbles it. So St Kilda scrounge their first goal from half forward. Thompson doing the work, running onto the handball from Burke. Burke doing his best work where he lives in continue on with the run they had. Saints the chance to win it. No, it's Powell. Does well. Plays the ball out in front of him. The umpire lets it go. Mitchell with Harvey again. Somehow he steps out of there. I'm blowed if I know how he does it, but he does it all the time.
You can't tackle him.
To Everitt. Chip kick on out into space. Here's Jones. Keeps going. Steps around too easily. 30 metres out, directly in front. Saints, good use of the footy.
Yeah, I reckon we've got two sides here in pretty good...
Side since coming out from Fitzroy. Sierakowski does well, flicks it out of the space. Burke first in there. Broderick's got him covered. Gives it to Winmar. He's come out of the contest, Nicky, on the right foot and goal.
Turner kicks in. Well done, Sierakowski. Broderick, front of the pack. Strangely dropped to the Rezzies earlier this year. Jones has it just inside the line. Aussie loves the spaces at Waverley. Didn't have much space there. Healy, a good mark on the 50.
Yeah, I don't think he was the target, but Healy reacted very quickly for score. I think it's just going to come from a small contribution for a lot of players such as Healy.
Needs to aim it at the left-hand goalpost. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. He pierced the wind.
St Kilda, but bounced off the chest like the old plum pudding.
Oh, well played by Sierakowski. This will be some goal. Off to Beveridge. He's got a man in the goal square, but he bananas a goal. 5 of the points to Sierakowski.
Just dropped a couple of metres short.
High. Hall does it, spoiling on Evans that time. Thompson with the new headband. Beveridge. Trianides, Winmar, outside 50, goes short to Heatley, felt for him and gave it to him.
Wasn't that terrific awareness by Nicky Winmar?
Kilda to win it. So he's going from right on 50. The aid of any bruises with him, he's got it. St Kilda have kicked 3 in the opening part of the second quarter.
Yes.
Onto the path of Richardson, charges on out, a couple of goes at it, can't hold the mark. Hall. Saints now have the chance. Got to give it to Winmar. Does do that. Nicky back inboard. Thompson wearing the Spider Everitt headband. Kicks in towards Heatley. In front. Turner. Great spoil from behind. Mitchell roves. Back towards Spider Everitt. Playing it out in front. The big fella. The blind turn onto the left foot. Has he done it? Here he is, the Spider.
Well, he saw Matty Richardson do it in the first quarter. He thought if it's good enough for the 6'5", I'm at 200 centimetres can do it too. The difference in the game as this second quarter's developed.
Aussie Jones, 7th touch. Heatley at last.
Now that's what Jason Heatley needed, wasn't it? Wheels going to have to kick a few goals, I think, for St Kilda to win the game.
This for number 2. That's home. Well, they won't be in front at half-time, but they could be right in it.
Big Tim Elliott, very good work from the big boy. Finds Burke. The crowd finding its voice as Burke goes towards Mitchell. Again, puts one hand at it. You've got to really take it in 2. Gavin, well chased, well tackled. The Tigers feeling the pressure of the St Kilda forward line now. Heatley looks to be at centre forward. Kicks to Everitt at full forward.
Oh, isn't that good?
That's the move, Stan. And they're giving you the faith to be up. Played every game this year. Unfortunately missed the grand final, so he's pumped. He's got his second. St Kilda keep coming back.
Give us a tip, Lee. First ruck for Victoria?
Oh, he's got to be, yes. He's just been sensational. I think maybe...
For Bullis. Knights towards the outer side. Daffy had to change direction. Everitt beat him to it. Well played, Spider at ground level. Into Zilla. To centre half forward. Healy controlled the footy brilliantly. Floats one to Thompson. Running onto it, Burke. This should be a goal. Nathan Burke. Home.
Well, I reckon this is one.
Everett against Holland. Gale off the ground for the Tigers.
Yes,
Everett wins.
knockout.
Brilliant to Winmar. Puts it wide for Heatley. That's Traianides out near the 50. Heatley back in the goal square. Winmar followed up. Well done, Neil Elvis.
Well, get out the textbook of training. Wasn't that fantastic? There was copybook.
Winmar for his second goal. Straight through the middle.
So Ashley Prescott kicks a rare goal for him, but that's 18 goals to the right-hand end of the ground, only 7 to the other. So St Kilda will be going to there in the last quarter. They need to stay close enough to the Tigers. Bauer out, Burke intercepts it, turns it back their way. Healy can't get out. Tackle was very, very good. Now Thompson, he's won the ball. St Kilda forcing it forward. 6.5 minutes of play left. Mitchell does enough just to tip it over the top. Brown off the ground. 1, 2, wrong side. Tony Brown, a lot of time on the interchange bench today. Came off the bench last week in Sydney and finished up with 3 goals. And I don't think he'll be coming off the bench today.
Benny Gale injured, and we haven't sighted him in the action in this third quarter. Margin 22 points. Saints had won another goal or 2 before three-quarter time, I reckon. Good mark by Daniel Healy. 6 minutes 20 to go to three-quarter time. Healy, mighty kick. Everitt. They got it away from him for a behind.
Give Tawney his dues there. He worked very hard to the front position, was always committed to the spoil.
Yeah, I get a feeling if it was just a one-on-one contest, Everett may have been able to get the second grab at the ball if he'd even grab it first time, but Healy left his man to be third up in defence, so a good team defence that one.
Turner. Everett giving good chase. Oh, that was a terrific chase by Everett. And this is a throw in inside 50.
He's supposed to be down there for a spell, Peter Everett, so I don't know whether he wants to be surging, having to chase like that, but he certainly did. He certainly put the pressure on. That's what you need your forwards to do.
So Everett stays in the goal square now while the ball's thrown in. Heatley, they just need to be able to get it up to the square. Here's Harvey. He's free, as he always does. Settles over it. Goals. Saints stay with him.
You cannot tackle that man. It's impossible.
Yes, well, we talk about that word balance, and Robert Harvey has it in spades. He's got the strong hips, the strong legs, and just the ability to change direction and still be in complete control of his body. We see it again. That acceleration just swerved off and then did the wise thing, straightened up, made sure he got back onto his dominant kicking foot and made the goal count. And they need every one of them, Richmond, to keep back on this game.
24 possessions to Robert Harvey. That's his first goal today. If there's been a criticism of his game, is that in his career he probably hasn't kicked enough goals.
Yes, and he doesn't kick. He's not a long kick. I think that's the point. He tends to be a chip kick rather than a long, powerful kick as a natural style.
Saints back to within 15 points though, and here they go out of the middle. Guess who? Great control by Harvey. This is good.
That's Zilla.
And Zilla.
Well, it was interesting. He kicked 6 goals last week, Zilla, playing as a small forward. But today he's mainly played up. I think he started on Wayne Campbell on the wing, has played small defence, which he has for the majority of his time at St Kilda. But if he can just kick even half of his match total of 6 last week, well, St Kilda will be very much in benefit.
In front, 40 out, goal. Well, boy, this is a game.
It is a game, and well, I guess you're never out of the game when you got that fellow in screen. Robert Harvey and Nathan Burke has been almost as good today. Their midfield work has just been sensational. Andrew Thompson has been pretty good as well. But Harvey's just continuing to work his way into the game. He's up to 25 possessions. Burke's up to 21. They just continually force the ball forward from those centre bounces.
So St Kilda needing to do it again. They lead by 9 points, 5 minutes of play left. Holland, high over Sierakowski, gets it down. The Tiger small men can't win the ball away, and the ball will be bounced once again.
Hey, Wheels.
Yeah, man.
Crowd today, 71,488. And I'm tipping about 20,000 decided they couldn't get in, went home.
Yes, it's a good stadium. It's a great ground when it's a good game, good conditions and a big crowd, and it's got every one of those factors today.
It's not bad for a stadium that is condemned just about.
Thought to be redundant.
And we've got 27 goals on the scoreboard. 13 of those to St Kilda, 14 to Richmond. And St Kilda wanting to keep it in here through Healy. They do, but Rogers steals it for the Tigers. Harrison, a rare touch. Back in defence, out in the path of Powell. Can't get through the traffic. Gaspar takes it, steps out the back, takes on Hall, gets around him. Towards Powell again, Young. St Kilda looking to combine it. Again, just some of the use of the ball from St Kilda, not good. Hall, he's put down onto his bum. Campbell gets a kick out.
Good play by Elliott, wasn't it, to think his way through that pack situation.
Thompson, he's out. Under pressure that he didn't know was there. Heatley can't take the mark. Thompson follows up, then leaves it. There's a free kick.
There's a free kick for the front tackle in the marking contest.
They've got to go to Everitt. This one's not going to reach him. Bounces towards Mitchell. He's only 5'8", and it goes over his head. Chafee's back, left foot. Knight's by himself. They'll set something here, the Tigers.
You just have to use the ball out of defence, don't you? Richmond have just did that to perfection. You can't just blast the ball long. You've got to use the free man around midfield.
I'd give anything to be 5'8".
Funk on for his first kick to Gaspar at half forward. Young off the ground. Here's Heatley, well up to Winmar. Forced to go a little bit wide from Gale and ran into the Harrison tackle. Heatley, the Saints need to go straight. Burke does do that. That's a great kick to Everitt. Look at the bodywork here. Push, shove, recovery. Zilla, hard at it. Knights, equally so. Zilla stays upright. Handball's out. Can't clear the area and it'll be thrown in. 40 metres.
He is a tough little nut, is Stephen Zilla. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of small forward you want. The guy who makes the contest. Andrew Thompson does it. Zilla does it. That's what Gavin Mitchell has to do that little bit better. Good contest by Everitt, but Mitchell has to get in and get those second efforts just a little bit more often than he does.
Well, Prescott kicked a goal earlier this quarter. And this one goes out at centre wing. Just under 3 minutes left to three-quarter time. And the Saints to within 9 points. And they're coming home to what looks to be the scoring end in the last quarter. So you'd have to have the Saints slight favourites. And
I think Shane Wakeland on for Barry Hall, Drew, as we speak.
Sirakoski in ruck against Holland. Down goes Sira, and illegally free kick to the Saints man. Holland with the backhander and took him shoulder, head and all. Young marks at half forward. Oh, great kick to Beveridge. That's a mark.
Oh, surely, yeah. Well, my heart was in my mouth there. I didn't think he was going to pay us.
Heatley's dobbed it, but they're actually, of course, the mark. They can, of course, play on, call the advantage from a free kick, and which that was a free kick, I guess, but I think the play, I don't think the mark was played. It was probably, in the end, the illegal tackle from the front position finally, but one or the other. But the play was held up enough that despite it, let's have a look at this.
I reckon he held it before the score.
I think it was I would have been a free kick, to be honest, but I think the umpire had said play had been held up, so therefore the advantage rule was not paid.
It'd only be the statisticians worrying about the difference as to whether it was a mark or a free kick. Same result.
That's true.
Well, no, because Heatley did kick the
goal.
He
kicked the goal, but I think the umpire hadn't paid the advantage, which was, I think, play had stopped.
So you wonder if he didn't pay advantage because Campbell just stopped.
Yeah, if it had been play on, well then, of course, Heatley may have.
Well, this to put the Saints within a kick for the second time. Beveridge gets his second. And Richmond's lead cut to 3 points.
Yeah, terrific running off half-back then by Matthew Young. He was the player who actually linked up, got forward of the ball carrier, and then found Beveridge to set up the goal. But certainly they keep coming, and have a look at this again. Just a very difficult situation that Campbell's in. I saw Anthony Stevens the other week jump in the air, turn his back and try and take the mark, and that's all you can do. Any spoil from the front's going to be free kick.
So Beveridge gets his second. St Kilda as close as they've been all day to the Tigers. Beveridge 2 goals, and Lee identified him as only a couple goal scorer because that's his best that he's kicked for St Kilda. Did half a dozen times last year, a couple of times this year. It'd be great for him to bob with 4 here this afternoon. If you're a Tiger fan, you'd like to see Callaway do more of that, kicking it back on out towards half forward. Mitchell, quiet day from Gavin Mitchell. Powell, Campbell, Chafee just scrubs into half forward. St Kilda have got it covered here by big Tim Elliott. A little bit slow to get up. Now uses Hodgson. Very dangerous. Back here to Winmar now. He's got Young on the outer side. He'll just chip kick to him. There's 2 Saints out there. There's Young and Campbell. Campbell does the traffic directing, waving him on. A couple of bounces. Comes back inside. That's a terrible handball. That is the worst decision you could see from a footballer who's clear. It's going to cost him. Prescott again. The back pocket's kicked 1 already. He's kicked 2. That is insult to injury.
Yes, well, the game is about picking the right option. Matthew Young, well, he picked the right option in Beveridge in that previous play, but that was just an abominable option there. Have a look, he's coming forward, he's went to hand pass. 1, it was a poor hand pass. 2, he was in the middle of 3 Richmond players. What he was trying to set up, I don't know, poor old Matthew Young. He tried to run. Maybe it was just the St Kilda half-forwards upfield had given him nothing to kick to, but it was a very, very costly and a real blow to the morale, that Richmond goal.
100 plays 91. So the goals have been level in this last quarter. They've both kicked 5 goals each. Good running mark taken by Campbell, Brad Campbell, just off the interchange bench. To Jones. Beautiful delivery to Thompson. He thought about going on. 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Wide for Beveridge. Another good mark.
For a small player, he does really take a strong mark over here, doesn't he?
He makes himself an option to receive the kick.
Time running out. 13 seconds left for the Saints if they want another goal before the siren. Everitt! No mark. Play on. Burke, he's got it. Nathan Burke in the nick of time. Just as the siren sounded for 3/4 time.
And they needed that answering goal, didn't they, St Kilda, because the morale blow that was delivered by Prescott, I think, was answered, and this game has got a terrific last quarter to go. Everitt almost grabbed it. Let's have a look at this. He just didn't quite bring it down, but Burke, he's been terrific today, Burke. Burke and Harvey, they've just been real big guns today in the midfield. Great goal.
So what a final term we have. It's 3 points the difference. Richmond have led all day, but now by only 3. 15-10 to 15-7.
So umpire Mark Nash to start the final quarter at Waverley Park. Richmond lead by 3 points. A 6-goal 3rd quarter to St Kilda, 5 to Richmond. And the Tigers, the first one out of the centre bounce. Rogers to half forward. Richardson, who's been quiet, back. Prescott was taken very quickly in the tackle by Burke. And St Kilda take the free kick to Harvey.
Oh, he set that up. Good enough. Good play by Winmar, wasn't it? Because it was really a short kick to a contest, always dangerous. And Prescott's gone on to Burke this last quarter. Knights is in the midfield. It looks like they've gone with Knights on Harvey. I think that might be a bit of a shootout, that one. That'll be interesting to see who is the most effective offensive player.
Winmar with 22 disposals, gets it to half forward. It eventually comes on out for Mitchell to have a chance, gives a big spider. Everitt, 65 metres out. It's going to bounce and go to the near side for 1 behind.
Yes, there is some conventional theory in the scene, isn't there, Wheels, that don't try and tag Robert Harvey, just put your best midfielder on him, and you know that Harvey's going to get 30 possessions whether he gets tagged or not. So if you can get your most offensive midfielder on him, then you never know if he can get 30 possessions. You might just end up better on the roundabout.
But it's interesting that their best midfielder only is on him for 1 quarter. Can he go with him for 4 quarters?
Well, I don't think he'll try and go with him. That's the point. I think he'll just see if Matthew Knights can match Harvey possession for possession and build better.
Is this some Aussie Jones magic from the boundary line? Oh, just offline. And the margin's 1 point. That's as close as the Saints have been all day.
Just on that point, I would think if Knights gets 10 possessions and Harvey gets 10 possessions, I think Richmond would feel that they're going to be better off in that situation. So that's a principle.
So St Kilda with 2 behinds. Everitt from one side of the ground, Jones from the other. Turner kicks in, kicks it long. Big mark, Healy. Get back quickly, wheel around on the left. He does. Umpire Nash won't let him go, though.
He's off the mark.
Left footer, Harvey's down the square. Everitt going slowly. He's not going to get there, so it's going to be Harvey to do the body work. Now they come Winmar. The spoil's very good. Gale over the top, no hesitation.
Scores level at Waverley. 100 apiece. What a game. Richmond kicked 8 goals, 6 in the first quarter and led by 34 points at quarter time. Richardson had 7 shots at goal in the first quarter. He's had 3 touches since. Turner, short pass in, well, short to the 50. Prescott, Campbell, direct by the Tigers, half back to half forward. Comes to the front, Rogers missed it. Broderick, off the left, he likes it, Richo!
It's a good delivery, isn't it? He's done a pretty good job, Max Hudson, but when Richardson leads hard and the ball is delivered low and flat, the only thing he has to do here, good delivery by Broderick, all he has to do here, Richardson, is make sure that he controls the ball really coming very hard onto his chest, not nearly as simple as it looks to take those bullet-like passes low down.
He's kicked 4 goals, 4, and he got 3 of them in the first quarter. Scores level. Richardson kicking from 45 metres. Missed it. Tigers in front by a point. So once again, Richardson not quite turning possessions into goals.
4-7 last week, 4-5 to date. Tony Jewell, Jeff Geeshan. Justin Peckett. Goes long. Winmar. Can't take it on the second go. Thompson at ground level. Campbell, not a good handball. Harvey could make something out of it. No, Rogers does very well with bodywork, but gives it to Harvey.
Oh.
To Burke, towards Winmar, to Burke, back out again. Just keeping the ball alive, not allowing it to bottle down into a contest. Let's see who can get the chance. Broderick to Daffy. Daffy tossed up high. Young takes the mark, plays on. Rebound football. Here it comes. Healy looking to get the sit from behind. Taken out of it. Callaway, good judgment. Andrew Callaway, that is. Centre half backs, and Kilda have the numbers. They should win it. Campbell on the burst. Coming through, forward handball. Richardson, Bowden. Bowden takes it. Bowden misses.
Yeah, just a bit of an unfortunate situation there between Bowden and Richardson. They both were on to receive the hand pass, and I think they just basically Bowden got his hands on the ball, but Richardson's close body presence put the pressure on him. I think he just couldn't quite get balanced on his left side.
St Kilda open the quarter with 3 behinds. Now Richmond pick up 2 behinds.
And the trend of the first half was changed in the third quarter when the Saints actually kicked 6 goals to 5. And most of the scoring was done at the left-hand end. In the first half, predominantly the scoring was at the right-hand end. So both teams certainly a chance here in this last quarter. The breeze is pretty strong, but mostly across the ground. Holland kicks towards centre half forward. Oh, he worked his way to the front, Rogers, to take an excellent mark.
Didn't do a good job at spoiling then Brad Campbell. I didn't think he had the sit on Rogers, but just didn't quite make aggressive enough spoiling attempt.
Tigers today have kicked 3 goals from 60 or 70 metres. Rogers outside the 50, won't make it. Oh, Evans almost. It's in the square. Richardson does the bullocking. Broderick off his right boot. And he's missed. So that's 3 behinds each to start the last quarter.
Paul Broderick playing his 100th game for the Tigers.
And as this kick-in happens, there's no player forward of centre for St Kilda. Every player's up in the back half, a complete open paddock forward of the centre square, or forward of the centre circle, in fact.
Matthew Young comes long to the near side to Everitt. 3 Tigers up with him. Callaway gets it forward for the Tigers. Broderick at the bottom, flicks it on out the back. Burke's in there as well. And Brad Campbell comes out with the ball eventually. Nathan Burke, 16 kicks, 8 handballs, 2 goals. Has led the side today in the absence of Stewie Lowe, a late withdrawal.
The Richmond ground level players are starting to read the Everitt knockout a bit there. He's actually getting his hand to the ball the right spot, so I've got a feeling both sides are actually looking at the left hand of Spider Everitt and trying to read it off that.
Ball up on the 50 with a big crowd there. Everitt flips it back over his head. Burke has been a magnificent player, 25 possessions. Centre wing, Bullis overran it. He's played a great game. Sirakoski beats a couple of tackles into Young. If the Saints get a goal, they'll lead for the first time today. Young, open goal square. They're in front.
Well, I mentioned from the kick-in, all the space was forward of the centre for St Kilda, and it never really closed up. So when St Kilda were able to extricate the ball from that wing position, have a look at this. Sierakowski did the bullocking work. It was just a pack. Who was going to extricate the ball? Sierakowski got his hands on it. He broke the tackle of Tawney, set up Young, and he maybe could have gone a bit further, Young. He got to the 50-metre mark and said, well, it's an open goal. I'll have a go at it. And did exceptionally well.
So Richmond led by 34 points at quarter time, 11 at half time, 3 at three-quarter. St Kilda in front for the first time through Matty Young. Holland. Daffy, 100-game player. Forward handball. On out towards Chaffee. Left footer wants to come back onto that preferred foot, gets around. Kicks now to centre half forward. It's all St Kilda, and Young, the goal scorer, playing at half back, controls the ball. Tosses on out wide to Aussie Jones, and here it is. This is his wing. One bounce. Keep coming, Aussie. Zilla honours it. He'll go again. The left foot tossed up high. Sierakowski, one hand should have gone 2. It favours him on the bounce. Can't break through the Tigers. 3 of them there. Turner, not a good handball. Gives it to Heatley. Left foot. Free kick back here.
Free kick against Heatley for in the back.
Scotty Turner when trying to pick it up here. Turner goes to ground.
Which one is it? Boy, it was a... He almost put his hand on his back. That's all he did.
I hope that wasn't the one. That's not a free kick.
Well, it was the one.
Oh, shit.
Bowden, right foot to Gale. Off he goes. Winmar just guarding the mark, so to speak. Prescott, who's been a dangerous player running today, has kicked 2 goals, kicks towards the square. Richardson, one hand up. Hutchinson goes down. That's dangerous because Richardson's still in it. Campbell, bit of a look around, then a kick out wide. Knights should have taken the ball there. Cooler trying. Healy sitting on it.
Did well in Healy, didn't he? He just had to make sure the ball wasn't allowed to rebound from that situation. But Hudson has done a terrific job, and Richardson hasn't he? In the one-on-one contest, he's been able to get up there and not allow Richardson to use his height to mark it, outmark him.
Well, Nathan Burke and Campbell going up for the ball up, and the ball's back out of bounds. Nathan Burke, 25 possessions, kicked 2 goals.
He's been terrific, hasn't he?
And the one right on the siren at three-quarter time, beat the buzzer by about a second. Everitt, Thompson at ground level. It's a head bandage, not the head band. Good hand pass out in front of Mitchell. Hurriedly off the left to the 50. It's wide open inside the 50. And here comes Beveridge. Desperation tackle by Tawney.
Another free kick against Heatley to Turner. So Jason Heatley's match tends to be finished in the way it started. A bit frustrating.
Turner takes it straight to Everitt. What a poor kick. The Tigers without the services of Benny Gale in the ruck since half-time. He's limping around the boundary line with a leg injury. He's giving the impression that he wants to come back, but the way he's limping, I don't think he'll be back. Oh, Sirakoski almost. Healy at the back. Flips the ball on. Harvey. Good hands. Aussie. Go Aussie. Right to the goal square.
Oh, what a finish. What a finish.
It makes you goosey, doesn't it?
Oh, that is just
I'm just tingling seeing this kid run.
He had the chance. Harvey set it up, but he had to finish under the intense pressure at top pace. Just let's have a look at this. This is just enthralling play, this. I love this. Just Harvey was the one. The forward football by Healy started it, get the ball forward. And when you got that pace, Aussie Jones backed himself, opened up the angle, went inside as much as he could, and finished on the left side. Oh, gee, that is great. That is great stuff.
Austin Jones, 2 goals. 11 goal scorers for St Kilda. Jones, one of them that has 2. Chafee forward, Prescott, Burke at the bottom of it. 3 Brownlow medal votes to Nathan Burke last time these two sides met. And in line for him again this week.
They're missing him.
Benny Gale, Robbie Powell there, Darren Welsh, the fitness advisor for the Richmond club. Winmar. Gale asking the question, the umpire not interested, will bounce the ball again.
Well, he's had 26 possessions, Nathan Burke, and a number of times he's got his hands on the ball in the middle of the packs to at least make sure Richmond didn't move forward with the ball. I reckon it's another 20. He's been sensational there, just done it again.
Quick kick on out. Healy flicks it towards Winmar. The Saints are building something. Harvey's got room now. He's got space. He's got Heatley. Heatley's got the footy. No, it's over to Jones. No, it's Gavin Mitchell on the right foot. Not enough touches yet for Gavin to find home.
He's the one little player that really, he's got a bit of the ball, Mitchell, today, but I reckon what St Kilda need from Mitchell, that kind of stuff, but the second effort to work harder, to use his pace, to be a defensive forward as well as a small goal kicker.
Andrew Kellaway, doesn't he look like his brother Duncan, who's out for the season with his knee injury. Kellaway's kick straight back to Everitt, and they're finding it as hard as clearing Everest to get past him. Peter Everitt, great in the ruck. He's had the stats of a midfielder. That's now 20 disposals.
Oh, look at that in the middle of the pack again.
Burke, Heatley couldn't get it back, and that's out of bounds.
Nathan Burke again. Geez, his close quarters work the work rate of Nathan Burke today has just been over the top. Just fantastic. Have a look at it again. This is just making sure. I'm not going to let it out, Nathan Burke saying. I'm not going to let it out until I can give it to one of my teammates. Just great wheels, wasn't it?
That's why St Kilda have to win a premiership during the generation of Harvey and Burke, because you'll never get a pair like that together.
Good players.
They're sensational. Turner's kick outside 50. Bullis again. Been a solid defender all day. Prescott runs hard, even runs harder across the back, running away from Mitchell. Not hard enough work there from Gavin Mitchell. Into half forward. Elliott couldn't take the mark. Gasper in the forward line on the right foot, comes back around, but it's not anywhere near enough, and it's out of bounds on the full. Free kick for the Saints to be taken there by Brad Campbell.
The momentum with the Saints. Do you give the Tigers a chance now, Lee?
I think they're still in. I don't think there's a lot in this game. Richmond now are scoring just a little. St Kilda are scoring a little more freely now. But I just think this game has still got a terrific another 10 minutes to go.
Healy marks. Wheels around onto the left foot. Kicks in towards Heatley. Just take the ball. That's better.
Now I'd go to the open goal square if I was him. Let him run onto it.
Let him run. Here it comes. He's 70 metres. He's gone short. Lee, you didn't yell loud enough, mate.
Well, you could. I mean, we could see the open goal was opening up, but when you kick short, you've got to find your target. And if St Kilda lose the game, I reckon it's just those half a dozen disposal errors like that that have turned the ball over in unnecessary circumstances.
There's another turnover. Everett spins his ground. Holland barges into him.
Oh, he's hurt.
He'll go back. Big Spider has certainly had to put his, in the back, but And I reckon what you do with Big Spider here is drive the ball straight at the goals. There's a long, long way to go, but a lot of players back, drive it at the goals, see if they can create a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, you want Sierakowski to stay on the square, give the Rovers a chance. This is a Rovers goal. Young, short.
Good play.
I thought you and I knew the game. I got no idea.
Yeah. Well, not when you can get the runner who can drill the pass at a forward like Young did. He made that bad error coming off half-back in the third quarter, Young, but he's more than made up for it with some really good running and terrific finishing. It was good reaction by Healy because as soon as he saw Young get the ball, he had to come into space, and the Richmond defence weren't expecting that.
Healy for his second on his favoured side, the left footer. Two goals to Healy, and St Kilda side starting to take control.
Yes, they've certainly got all the momentum, no doubt about that. It's a nice lead, a 15-point lead. And after being down something like, 34 points at quarter time, regardless of what happens from now on, it's been a fantastic effort by St Kilda, minus Stuart Low. And we see Everitt, he just got there a little bit late. Holland charged the ball, no problems with that, but didn't help. Everett's probably got a sore back, but fair enough, he's earned the kick, and both players were really going at it.
Everett's gone to full forward, and Sierakowski on the ball to go up against Holland. Holland wins it. Thompson does well for the Saints, but it comes to Campbell. High ball to half forward. Richardson didn't get near it. Broderick turned away from goal, in trouble.
Tackle.
Gasper. Out of defence, Shane Wakeland. One hand not enough. Winmar pinned pretty well in the tackle, and the umpire will ball it up.
Isn't holding the tackle so important, Wheels? Both situations, eventually a Richmond player got clear, but the Gasper, I'm not sure who the St Kilda player was,
Harvey.
but Harvey nabbed Gasper, and that created the turnover. And so a missed tackle is so critical because it means you're outnumbered in the next contest down the field.
Knocked on by Jones. Healy, well done to Thompson. Good running by the Saints. Kick by Thompson. Spider! Heatley at the back. Threads the hand pass. Didn't go anywhere. Turner. Back to Tawney.
Richmond players everywhere on the ground.
Yes, Bullis was down hurt for a moment. Kellaway comes out of defence. Goes to Holland. To half forward. Young.
He's been good, hasn't he? Well, I think we can forgive him for that error off half-back. He's more than made up for it.
Well, he's kicked a goal this quarter, and he ran round Everitt to get a hand pass. Healy's been good. Heatley! He's only taken 3 marks. Burke, hand pass. Tapped on Beveridge. Mitchell missed it. Flipped on. Turner beats Heatley to it. Oh, nest of Saints here. Out in the forward pocket. Burke! It floats for a goal! A hat-trick to Nathan Burke, and the Saints running away.
Well, he looks a bit tired, Nathan Burke, and so he should. His work rate from end to end today in the middle of the packs, running to receive, and he set it up. He set up the ground level hand pass, but he wants another one. And even when it comes out here, he's the one. And have a look at the kick swing from left to right. Out in front of the goals, back with the Maxwell's the outswinger. Fantastic kick.
So Nathan Burke, his 3rd goal. What a player he's been. Here's his partner in crime, Harvey. Mitchell at ground level, can't get it out. Tigers desperate now. We're ended time on by 20 seconds. Powell running through the centre, the one bounce. Kicks up Richardson, caught running back away from the play again. Oh, nearly the one hand. Wakeland works with Hudson, works with Campbell from St Kilda. Kicks back inboard. Over the head of Sierakowski. Holland, Knights.
Had to find the target, didn't that kick out of defence from outside back in by Campbell. It was a risky option, and his skill level didn't quite live up to his ambition.
So Nick Daffy with the 1 goal in the first quarter.
Disappeared, hasn't he, Daffy? Good early, but very low stats as this game has developed.
Game number 100 from 50 metres out. He's gone right to the line with it. They've got one back. The Tigers get their first of the quarter, but St Kilda have kicked the first 4.
Yeah, it's interesting. He had 7 kicks in the first quarter, Nick Daffy, but really that was only his fifth possession since quarter time. To see Campbell, well, from out there it has to be an accurate kick, and once it missed the target, your defence is just opened up, and Knights able to find Daffy and give him the set shot.
The Tigers' first goal of this last quarter took 21 minutes in coming, but there's some yelp left in them yet. Gasper, very wide. Bounce beats Richardson. Elliott gets back. Round the boundary line with the hand pass. Hudgton. Well done, Max. He was taken high and get a free kick. He was taken high when he was on the ground. Into Young. Kick a goal from here and play fair. Wide for Winmar. Good running by Nicky Winmar with Michael Gale.
Good ball control too, wasn't it, by Winmar? The ball was going to bounce in front of him, and he didn't quite attack the ball. He didn't quite hold back. He just watched the ball hit the ground and just read the bounce enough to control it.
Well, this looks like being the second time in 2 weeks that a team who's kicked 8 goals in the first quarter is going to get rolled. Young on all fours to Thompson. To Burke. Another touch to Nathan Burke. 31 possessions. Clears them at centre wing. Healy's been good. Wide to Jones. He just can't get there.
I reckon there must be a rabbit hole or something there. He just bobs up just in this area of the ground. He's hiding, week after week. He's
hiding under that sprinkler cap down there, and he just jumps out every now and again.
And when he jumps out, doesn't he go? And that ball just didn't sit for him.
If it sit from him, it was going to be a long chase for the Richmond defenders.
And St Kilda is structured up for it. Like, there's only Everitt inside the forward 50 at the moment. So from this contest that you see on screen now, if St Kilda were able to just get the ball 15 metres forward, Jones would be running straight onto goal. Young Austin. It's debut back in 1995. Every game for the last 2 years. Sierakowski down. Mitchell. So Gavin Mitchell, one of the goal scorers that really haven't been into it today. Only been held goalless a couple of times this year. Zilla. Burke. Young again charging the ball down and completing a very good tackle, holding Gale up and winning possession. The ball will be bounced, and the crowd applauding that work from Matthew Young. Quite prepared to attack the ball and then attack the opposition.
Well, the Tigers have won 3 out of their last 4. Their one defeat in that spell was to the Western Bulldogs when they led at 3/4 time and were beaten in the last term. Final margin 13 points. Might happen to them again here for the second time in 3 rounds. And
yes, I mean, they are a good team, St Kilda. They've very much missed Stuart Lowe today, I reckon. Today they really haven't had anyone across half forward who really looks like taking the grab for them. But still, they've been able to find a way to kick 19 goals. And with only a few minutes today, with a 15-point lead, you think they should just about hold on. But they've still found a way, even with their big gun up forward, out of the action through injury.
I think what's helped them, though, Lee, is Benny Gale going off.
Yes.
So all of a sudden they could run Sierakowski as the ruckman against Ben Holland and not necessarily lose out. Then Everitt becomes the key player in the forward line.
Yep. Spiders kicked 2, both in the second quarter. Tawney, good tackling by Everitt. So he's had all facets of the game.
They have worked hard, haven't they, the big guns? Harvey, Burke, Everitt, Winmar's been very good. The ground level stuff, not only the ruck work, but the tackle.
And Drew, looking at that, you're happy now to wear that headband of Spider Everett that you've worn all day?
Well, as long as he gets plenty of the ball and kicks a couple of goals, I'm very happy to go for the Spider headband, yeah.
And just to put the final nail in, a free kick decision against Campbell. We'll just have a look at this. The tackle.
Just nowhere to go.
And the one-handed handball, just unfortunate. The left arm got pinned, so it became an illegal disposal.
And something finally went right for Heatley.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think
he's persevered.
Yeah, and if he looks forward to next week, he's got to kick this one just so he can go onto the track during the week with a couple of goals under his belt.
This is his 16th possession, so it's not as if he hasn't been able to get in the action at least.
Well, the action has followed him everywhere today. So here he goes. He's kicked 2 in the second quarter. He's curled that one back very nicely, if you don't mind. 3 to Heatley. So he's got through the 100-goal barrier today. Given away 3 or 4 free kicks.
Yeah.
Caused frustration to Stan Els and Normie Goss. I think Normie's probably lost a little bit of hair in the afternoon as a result of it. But he's finished up with 3.
And from a coaching point of view, when a player gets rewarded for a tackle in the forward line, that's what you want, don't you, Wheels? Because they've got to be encouraged to keep tackling. You're not always going to get a free kick, but forwards who tackle and keep the ball in are just so critical to a side's performance.
Well, it sure looks like the Saints now. Just under 3 minutes left, and they've got it again in midfield. Winmar's hand pass didn't quite hit the target, but flipped out by Sierakowski to Young. Young burst clear. Oh, look at Aussie Jones. He's 40 metres in the clear.
There's 2 rabbit holes.
You reckon he'll go round the mark? No.
Spider! Oh, Aussie.
There's a sprinkler cap over the other side as well, Wheels, because he just popped out of that one as well. He was standing out there, you know, for about 3 disposals. So I guess if Richmond had won it, well, Aussie's opponent is off and running it clear. But again, Young coming off half-back, set it up.
Well, what a finish this is by the Saints. This is for their 6th goal of the quarter to 1. No problem. Everett's got 3, and the Saints go marching on.
Yes, and again, Young set it up. Sierakowski and Young, the work off half-back. Once he got forward, Young, let's have a look at this. Thompson, who touched it? Winmar. Sierakowski just got it across to Young, weaved his way through, and then all of a sudden, who's bobbed off? And as we're watching this replay, Peter Everitt is actually coming off to us, have a spell for the last couple of minutes, and rightly getting a standing ovation from the St.Kilda fans, because it's been a big, big game from the big Spider.
3 goals from Spider. And the Tigers, who had a best up first quarter here, 8 goals, 6. But since then, St Kilda have kicked 6 goals in each of the quarters. And they've looked very, very good the way they've surged their way back into the game. Roderick from 50, from 48. Left foot, bounces there, bounces over the head of the pair, and just the one behind. But St Kilda quite consistent after just a 3-goal first quarter with 6-2, 6-3, and now 6-3 in the last. And without Stuart Lowe, who didn't take his place in the side.
Actually, Stewie must be a bit worried. 3 of their best wins for the year have been without him. They beat the Eagles in Perth, they beat Sydney in Sydney, and now this one. And he must think, well, they're doing it without me.
I wouldn't be too worried. I'd just be happy that the boys are keeping the wins coming so that he can come and top it off, because they're always going to be a better side with Stuart Lowe, no doubt about that. But they've done a very good job without him in a couple of weeks.
St Kilda chant going up around the stadium. Thompson, Andrew Thompson, forward handball to Mitchell. Good little tap on out to Jones. Back to Mitchell, he honours it. Now Gavin got the, no, he's squeezing out, needs to come back, kicks, tries to be a little bit too cute perhaps. Gale attacks it. Turner.
Well,
the back line that's been so very good
have to be
at the end is cracked. And a free kick.
He tried to evade one tackle, didn't quite get clear. The ball fell out of his hands. So the umpires have been much more lenient in May and June on the holding the balls than they were a bit earlier in the season, Wheels. But he had ample opportunity, and I think you do have to reward the tackler.
So Jason Trianides, who won a reprieve in the side when Stuart Lowe didn't take his place, played in the side the last 3 weeks. The left foot, just pulls it across the body, and it's a behind. So St Kilda, very, very strong last quarter, kicking 6 goals to just the 1. Matty Knights will just bring the ball back in short to Bowden. Oh, Bauer, sorry. Nathan Bauer. And there it is. He gives it out to Bowden, but that is time. St Kilda, a 6-goal final term, have maintained a very, very strong work ethic all the way since quarter time. And they've ended up beating the Richmond side quite convincingly in the end by 27 points.
Yes, their speed and run was just fantastic, and to salvage a win out of a 34-point deficit at quarter time and eventually win by 27 points. This is a very, very good St Kilda team.
Well, it was an entertaining game because 16-14 win you most games this year, and they've lost quite comfortably. Having kicked a season-best opening term of 8 goals 6, they went down by